Dadgineering here. Also, when it rains, it's water on the floor, so from what I wait online, I need to take this off and then check the tubing that comes from the sunroof. Okay, so this wasn't even attached, and the piece that's supposed to go in the well right there is broken. So everything I seen online, when you touch it, it just fall apart. So I'm suspecting the other one is the same deal. And I saw online where the guy, instead of replacing it, because they are expensive, he just went ahead and got a tube to go around this, or in it, I can't remember, and then just ran that right into the wheel well, and then it was good to go into the frame well, where it's supposed to go, in the frame somewhere. I guess that frame goes down into the leaks under the ground, so it's not catching. So I suspect the other one is the same. So what I'm gonna do is snip off a little bit of this tubing and take it to the hardware. Engineering back. Instead of going to the hardware store, I went to the auto store, and then they got this SA30R7 for fuel injection. Basically, it's fuel line that fit the plastic tube pretty well. So I cut off a piece of it here. This goes right into that. There we go. This goes right into that. So I'm just gonna put this in the hole. Now it's gonna be a little tight fit for the hole. So what I'm gonna do is just cut a little V, a tiny V in here, so this can compress a little bit better, and I can get it through this hole right here where the old grommet used to be. It doesn't have to compress too much because it's almost exactly that size, but anyway, then I'm just gonna put that in there, put this all the way in there, and then do the zip ties, so there's no way that any of that water can go anywhere except where it's supposed to go, in there. So that's what I'm about to do. That in the hole, and I plan on just bending it slightly here. Yeah, I measured that, so I'm just gonna put this down there and use a zip tie that's already holding this firm to hold that like that. But one thing I wanted to do, actually, yeah, I just blew in that to make sure it's clear of blockage. It's probably kind of nasty, but it's not like I'm sucking it, I'm just blowing it. So I can hear it up there. So I'm assuming it's clear of obstructions, and the tube looks, maybe they replaced the tube at some point, but anyway, I'm gonna feed this tube in there and zip tie it up in this piece. So this rubber piece right here, this actual fuel line right there, is taking the place of this piece here that was broken up anyway. So what I'll do is run some water down here to make sure that it's coming out somewhere on the ground and not in the vehicle. Okay, I just wanted to show you my setup. I got a funnel because the hole is kind of back there, and that was the only way I can pour it, to me, to make sense, is use the funnel. I don't know if you can see right in the corner, it's this little bitty hole right there, and that is where it drains. So I'll pour some water in here and then make sure it's coming out the bottom of the car and not in the car. And there it is, it's coming out the bottom. Let me see, down there somewhere. Definitely pours out extremely fast, and I can see why this used to be soaked. Maybe I can put a picture of what my wife sent me at the end, but yeah, that's a huge difference. And right here was where this wasn't even attached to that, so looks like it's working. So what I'm gonna do is button this one back up, and then make sure the other side, actually I'm gonna just do the other side just like this, because if it's anything like this is falling apart. And I don't know what kind of rubber this is, but I'd rather use a fuel line kind, because you know a fuel line, if it can hold gasoline, it probably can do the water no problem. So other side, just a couple tips. You cut the slits in there and you put it in. Make sure you twist it. That's why I left this long enough so I can twist it and make sure it's all the way in, so when I bend it up, it doesn't come out. And then I'm gonna zip tie that and then snip off the access. So you don't really need this tube to go that far into that, so I'll just snip off the access and then that'll be good to go. These are the things I replaced, and they're in pretty bad shape. And so I didn't see the point of putting the same thing in there and it do the same thing. I think these work a little bit better. So verified on the right side of the vehicle that it drips on the outside also. So that is the fix. And that rubber tube, I bought 2 feet of it for $4.50 of you know, fuel line rubber, but I end up using, what's that, 3-4 inches, maybe 8 inches total, but I got the extra just in case I mess something up. But there you go, now it's fixed. Dadgineering signing off, fixing the wet footwell for the Volvo 2007.